you have any comment on the FEC violation filed against your office?
There is no violation, so there's no violation found.
Do you think that's a sign of you taking dark money?
Oh, no.
Maybe. That was brand new reaction from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to a potential bombshell complaint filed with the Federal Election Commission against the freshman Democrat and her chief of staff. The allegations, being lodged by the conservative National Legal and Policy Center, claim the congresswoman and her top staffer improperly funneled nearly $900,000 in campaign contributions from political action committees to private companies. Peter Ducey is live on Capitol Hill with the latest. It sounds ominous, Peter.
Kennedy, the reason for the red flags here is because when all that money moved around between accounts that were controlled by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's chief of staff, it was all just labeled for strategic consulting. And the chief himself explained all this on national TV 3 years ago.
Our idea really is to run this single unified presidential style campaign that's going to look a lot like the Bernie Sanders campaign and use that model of, a single website for fundraising, a single like a giant national movement of volunteers contacting millions of voters.
But that might have been too broad because the law says specific payments need to be labeled specifically. So what comes next could be a big test for the freshman congresswoman, who is very enthusiastic about other people's financial records, telling the New Yorker recently, "I can see Trump being enormously upset that a 29-year-old Latina who is the daughter of a domestic worker is helping to build the case to get his financial records." I think that adds insult to injury to him. The Federal Elections Commission complaint was lodged by the Virginia-based National Legal and Policy Center, where an official explains these are not minor or technical violations. We are talking about real money here. In all my years of studying FEC reports, I've never seen a more ambitious operation to circumvent reporting requirements. Representative Ocasio-Cortez has been quite vocal in condemning so-called dark money, but her own campaign went to great lengths to avoid the sunlight of disclosure. And you might have noticed in that soundbite that played during the introduction, the Congresswoman was coming back at the airport, which was surprising to us because air travel is one of the things that gets phased out over time in the Green New Deal that she supports. Our crew asked her why she flew and didn't take the Amtrak train from New York down to Washington, D.C. She said because it saved a couple hours of her constituents' time.